Hello YouTube, Righteous Bomb here. I'm just going to bring you guys a quick little video on wall splats and wall bounces for Chloe. I might also briefly mention wall combo enders, like combos that travel to the wall and then ways you want to end the combo. I might do that actually I think I'm going to do that in a separate video. So right here I'm going to talk about wall bounces and wall splats. And I might do another separate video on Forgotten Realm. But here we go. This is going to be wall bounces, wall splats, season 3 combos for Chloe. It really hasn't changed since season 2 when they first introduced wall bounces. The general idea with Chloe is always to get California Roll as your combo ender and just try and go for max damage. Excuse me, max damage being the low slump, of course, which is mildly hard to execute, but once you practice it a couple times, it's not really that hard to get a feel for. And once you have a feel for it, you'll be able to maximize your combo damage at the wall. So let's talk about wall splats first. So let's do like back 3, for instance. So if you go back 3 back, instead of just pressing back 3, which is punishable by the way, back 3 back is not. It also wall splats in such a way that you are further away from the opponent when you wall splat them. So you can do back 3 back, forward 3 for a re-wall splat into a combo. You can either do forward 3 back, forward 3, or back 3 back, excuse me, forward 3 California Roll, and you can actually delay this to get even more damage. Normally it does like 57 or 56. After the delay it does 63. So you can do back 3 back, of course forward 3, and then you can go for your 1 down for 1, 3, 4s, or you can stop at 3, go for a mix up on wake up. Let's just illustrate that real quick. 1 down for 1, 3, 3 plus 4, or you could go for like down 3 plus 4. I like to go for 3 plus 4 because it's only -3 on block and it's plus like 4 or 5 on hit, so you can go for like a 2-2, a 1-2, whatever you want to do with those plus frames. You can sidestep, walk away, see what it's going to do, and then come back in with a 4-2, whatever you want to do. That's the wall splat from back 3. It's pretty unique to back 3. All of our other wall splats kind of leave her at a really weird angle where you can't quite get the California Roll consistently. Although you can get it. It's not very consistent though. You know, right there, that looked like I did exactly the same thing that I did just a second ago. It's just a little bit deeper of a sidestep, probably. That's the only different property. So what I like to do when I hit with a back 1 plus 2 is I like to sidestep down for 3-3, down back 4, 3 plus 4, 4. You know, the scoot combo. It does 63 damage, and it puts your opponent back out, again, with both of you back out in the open, so that you're not tempted to do down forward 1 plus 2 and side switch at the wall and leave your back against the wall. I do this all the time, and I'm like, why the hell did I just do that? I'm playing against a Raven. She's going to parry me. But yeah, so you can do all that kind of stuff. You can go for whatever mix-ups you want. Of course, you can go for wall travel and get back out in the open. Another option you have off of that specific one at the sidestep 3 is you can do down for 3, down for 3, 2. And this is back 1 here is guaranteed unless they know how to escape that stun, which is escape by holding back. It also has really good Oki if they don't tech roll, of course. It looks like it because it is. But if you get that side angle there, they can't tech roll out of that. It only does 55 damage, but it's much more, you know, friendly for you on Oki. See how much time they have while they're still recovering from that? That's crazy. Anyway, it does 71 damage. It's more damage than if you did the other combo, and it's more damage than if you did the wall splat. You know, the re-wall splat, sorry. Oh, never mind. It's a little bit less. Either way, it's a little bit more consistent than that, so it's always something I like to do. Yeah, and that sidestep combo you see me doing a lot. It's actually pretty hard to do. You have to do a very deep dash there. Sidestep at least, not dash. And of course you can do back 1, stuff like that to get wall splats. They're similar to the back 1 plus 2 1. You can do down for 3-3. The problem with those wall splats, I mean, it's not really a huge problem. It's only mildly problematic, is if you hit with a back 1 when their back's against the wall. If you're not like super far from them, you can't get the re-wall splat into Cali Roll. You can only do down for 1, 3, 4. Right? So you're doing like 52 damage. You're losing a little bit of damage. It's not problematic though. Of course you can try to go for that. It's pretty hard to do. Because if you're really close to her and you try to re-wall splat, you're just not going to get the ending that you want. But it is worth mentioning. Down for 3-3, you know, same deal. Same song and dance. You try to go for that, it's just not gonna work sometimes. Sometimes your one will miss, and that's also a problem. So what I like to do on those is I also like to sidestep, go for a real wall splat if I can, try to do some crazy stuff. You can actually sidestep all the way around them like I did on the back 1+2. It is very, very tight, and you need to be really quick about it. And this combo works on that axis, that really crazy axis. I'm going to call it the WTF axis for the rest of this video, because it is like a WTF. Like, did that really just connect? But it does. It does connect, and it's pretty tight, so I wouldn't recommend doing it all that often, but it is something to think about, you know, when you have that wall splat there. Like, should I go for the sidestep? Should I just go for the wall damage? Probably just the wall damage in most cases. Also, let's talk about... Well, we already talked about... Let's talk about wall bounces, since we're here. So, off of forward 1+2 at the wall, at range 0, I like to call it. Everybody calls it that, not just me. You can do California roll pretty easy off of back 3, which is great damage. It's like 77. But if you're more adventurous than that, you can do back 3 delay. Oh boy. Back 3 delay Cali roll for 81 damage. If you delay it too long, the last hit will whiff. If you delay it way too long, it'll just completely whiff, and your opponent will attack will need to get punished. But it is something worth mentioning because it's like 10 more damage. It's pretty substantial. Down back 1, you try to do back 3. More often than not, this won't happen right here. You'll get down back 1, back 3. Oh look, she slumped too low. I couldn't hit the California roll. When that happens, it's a bit problematic. So when you're doing down back 1 at range 0, just don't. Just go for the regular damage. I like to do down for 3 into the wall ender. It's 53 damage. You can also go for Oki, of course. Yeah, at range 0, down back 1's not too great. It's super easy to punish. Your opponent will always see it. Well, not always, but generally they'll see it and they'll react to it correctly. So let's see, have her approach me a little bit. So we're gonna go to range 1 now. So back forward 1+2, you can do back 3, of course, just like we did last time. 76 damage, but you can also alter this combo slightly by doing a back 1 first, and then doing the full Cali roll. You can actually delay this to get even more damage for 89 instead of 83, so you're getting 7 points more, or 6 points more, sorry. And of course this is like consistent across the board. You can do down back 1, back 3, delay, 77. But I do think it's worth mentioning that off of down back 1, because Chloe moves forward in that animation, more often than not that back 1 will actually screw you over and you won't be able to get the combo you want. So I'd recommend omitting it unless you're 100% confident in your combo. Because if you're really close, that back 1 will screw you over and you'll lose like 60 damage. So yeah, down back 1's just a little bit of an exception here at range 1. At range 2, which is the max range for wall splat, you can do forward 1+2, backdash, down 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 1, ended at the 3, going for a Cali roll. It's going to do 87 damage. It actually does more if you delay it. Let's see if I can do that. 92, which is like you can't really ask for much more. Almost 100 damage off of a one bounce. Thank you. I'll take that. Down back 1, same story. It's going to be 80 damage with the delay. And of course, you can do you can go for a little bit of a crazier combo if you got the balls for it. It's forward 1+2, sidestep right. Oh boy. Let's see if I can get this. I sidestepped too hard. That was 97 damage. It actually doesn't reset there. That's actually 100% guaranteed. It was just probably because of the angle and run jungle outpost. As you can see, it does actually sometimes leave you off the wall. So it's not very consistent. It is just a max damage though, if you're trying to style on or something. and oftentimes you'll whiff like that. But if the wall gods are on your side, you'll get 97 damage. You can actually get more damage. It's very rare, but it can happen. Where if you get the very low wall slump, it'll get a wall splat several times, and it'll just do way more damage than it was ever intended to do. I think specifically on Bears, Marduk, Jack, it also does more damage just every time. Although you will end up behind them 99% of the time, halfway through that combo. So yeah, I think that was worth mentioning. And that's been your wall bounce combos and wall splat combos and what you might want to do after you get them. This is Wretch's Bum signing off. Come watch me on Twitch if you're ever around. I'll include all the links in the Discord and the chat to my Discord, or rather the description to my Discord and my Twitch channel. So come follow me on there or watch me. Special thanks to the Chloe Discord. Those guys are awesome. They've really been helping me out recently. A lot of love for all those guys over there and what they do. They're really helpful.